We'll watch our participants here. Give it just a second here and let a few more people stream in with us. Okay, in the interest of time, I think we're going to get off and rolling. So thank you so much for joining us today for BA, BFA Conservatory What's Up, a conversation about searching for a theater program. My name is Caitlin Losey. I'm the volunteer facilitator with WACAC, Wisconsin Association of College Admissions Counseling, which is putting this program on in conjunction with StriveScan. I've got just a couple housekeeping things before I turn it over to our fantastic panelists today. First off, the Q&A function is how you are going to ask questions of our panelists throughout our presentation today. So if you hit Q&A and type your questions there, we will answer questions at the end of our presentation. Additionally, I would invite you to continue looking at WACAC presentations for the next week and a half. We've got several more sessions that you can sit in on and glean information from. And my last note is that you're going to notice that you are both muted and your camera is off today. That helps keep our bandwidth good for everyone here involved. So any interaction will be occurring via that Q&A tool. With that, Rick, I'm going to stop my screen share and I'm going to turn it over to the three of you.
Hello, my name is Michelle Bombi. I'm from Hope College in Holland, Michigan. And I will turn it to my other colleagues to introduce themselves.
Sorry, hi, I'm Herschel Kruger. I'm from Carthage College in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
And my name is Rick Walters. I'm with Viterbo University in La Crosse, Wisconsin, just on the Mississippi River. We call Herschel's on the East Coast, I'm on the West Coast. Yeah. Michelle, take it away. I'll bring up the screen here.
Very good. We were so excited to offer this panel for you because oftentimes I get the question that students are making the decision about what school to look for. And often I hear feedback that either their theater teachers or their counselors say to only look at one type of program or another. And what we want to share with you today is really giving you an explanation about what the 2 degree types are, but also telling you what to look for in these kind of programs, and not necessarily to rule out either one, because they're not all alike. So I'm going to turn it over to Rick to talk about a BFA.
Great. So guys, one of the things that I have heard from students and parents alike as I've gone around the country over the years talking about opportunities to study theater in college is what is the difference between a BA and a BFA? And it's not rocket science, but we thought a little bit of clarity would be useful to you. One of the questions is, do I have to have a BFA? BFA has become really widely known and I would guess popular in the marketplace, as it were. But what does it mean to have a BFA? And then ultimately, how is that different from a BA? So the program I teach in at Viterbo University offers both BFA and a BA degree. And a BFA in our situation is unique, I think, in that it is a BFA blended with a liberal arts education. So in some ways, it shares that with the BA program. But backing up just for a second, BFAs broadly are defined in a couple of categories. One like ours, which is more aligned with the liberal arts, and the other is more conservatory based. The liberal arts end of it is going to be conservatory-like. So you will have heavy concentrations in or focus in a particular area. So that would be in acting, in musical theater, or design and production, for example, stage management, arts administration. Some programs offer dance. So there are, if you have a very, very strong, clear sense of exactly what you want to do and how you want to approach your training in theater, in a particular area, then the BFA program might be the thing that's for you. Some things to note about a BFA program is that by and large, across the country, you're going to be asked to audition for those programs. Those are competitive entry programs for the most part. They're assessing skill sets, baseline skill sets. In our case, and I know this is true for other programs as well, they're not looking for a completely well-prepared artist coming out of high school, because if you were and you were ready to go to work, you would have no need for college. You can just start working. So we are looking for a student who has the essential raw material to enter into a program that will be competitive in nature and prepare you for a particular approach to a career in theater. So Herschel, that's BFA in a nutshell. What would you add? And Michelle, you look like you have
Yeah,
to add to that.
Can you hit presentation mode for the slides?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I could, but it's not showing up.
Go to slideshow and
I don't see it.
Just to the left. You see home, insert,
Right.
draw.
Yeah. Oh, slideshow. There you go. Okay.
play from start.
Great.
Thank you
There
all.
we go.
Yeah.
So much better. So we've covered that. Herschel, BA.
Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about the BA, the Bachelor of Arts degree. This fits in with the liberal arts college and the liberal art degree that you would get. Most of these schools are looking at the holistic education of individuals. We offer a wide variety of choices for students in terms of flexibility. There's excellent training and also a holistic approach to theater education. Many of our Bachelor of Art programs have areas of specific areas or concentrations. And as we'll talk about in a few minutes, you'll see that both Carthage and Hope College have more specific areas of performance or technical theater, teaching certification, other things that you can do. It's a program that meshes nicely with students who want to double major. So they might come in, we have a lot of students who will major in English or in the sciences or in communication. And those type of flexible programs allow students to have this holistic learning experience and also get in-depth studies in whatever area of theater they're interested. Auditions may be required. We do an audition and an interview with all the students who want to apply to our program. Go to the next slide.
So looping back to BFA, some reasons that you might want to be in the BFA, and I touched on this already, that you're certain about your career path in the area of theater that you're interested in studying, or that you really are committed in your heart and mind to spending the majority of your college experience training in almost exclusively theater, or that you enjoy a more competitive atmosphere. So those are some broad general reasons for what leads someone to study in a BFA program and in the BA program. Herschel?
Well, as I spoke about just a few seconds ago, this allows students to still do a double major. You'll have a variety of different interests, even in theater. We have students who are doing costume design, but they still want to act, and they're able to do both. And they find when they leave, they're able to work in theater instead of in a restaurant or something, and not to take that away because I waited tables and I tended bar. But I also worked, I'm a director and actor, and I could build. So when I was in New York, I built scenery and worked in a few different shops, and I was able to make some of my living in theater as well, between acting gigs. The BA programs, as stated here, often smaller and provide more opportunities. And those could be opportunities for travel or collaboration with professional artists, and even collaboration with different departments. When you get to larger schools, sometimes departments become very siloed. And we've been really fortunate at Carthage to have professors from other departments to serve as dramaturges, and who get very involved with us. And I could think of 7 or 8 departments where we regularly have had interaction and created some nice interdisciplinarity synthesis in our productions.
Michelle?
Yeah, I think what it really boils down to is that you want to ask some important questions of any program you're looking at. But I would encourage you to not rule out a BA if you're considering having a career in theater, not rule out a BFA for any other reason. So just really looking at the program itself. One of the questions you want to ask is, how many faculty and staff do they have? Because when we're talking about having a BA in particular that can be as significant and have the best training that you can get, you need to have enough faculty and staff to offer a wide variety of course loads. So it's going to be difficult to do that if you're looking at a program that only has 1 or 2 faculty members. So ask those kinds of questions. And what is the expertise and the quality of that faculty and staff? Because what you're looking for are some mentors. You're looking for some people that you can spend 4 years with that will grow and help you to follow your journey. How many courses are offered? Are you interested in acting? Then ask them, how many courses in acting do you offer? And you'd be surprised how many colleges might just offer 1 class in acting, maybe 2. You know, ask those kinds of questions. Are you interested in design or technical theater? What are the courses for that? Are there opportunities for you to work with both faculty and student programs so that you get experience to mentor with faculty and professionals, and you also get a chance to experiment and grow in student work? Do they have guest artists that come in? Are there special programs that they highlight? What kind of alumni networking is possible? And what kind of internships and off-campus programs do they offer? These are all the special things that are going to make a program right for you over another program. And ultimately, that's what you have to decide. What feels right for you? I personally don't think there are a lot of bad schools in the that you could select, but you need to have. There aren't a lot of wrong choices, I guess, is what I think you can say, and you can always transfer if you're not happy somewhere. So take the pressure off yourself a little bit in this selection, but just ask some questions and see what feels right. Go see the work. Absolutely go see the work anywhere you're looking at. So that's what I have to offer. And now we're going to talk a little bit about each of our individual programs. So back to
and I would just add to what Michelle said, in that, you know, to BA or BFA, what's that about? And what's right for me? A BFA is not what is sold to be a lot in the marketplace as the only way to make your way into the theater profession. It is a way, and it is a very structured way of approaching your theater education. But BAs can be equally rigorous and more broad-based, ultimately, so that as a young artist, you will have opportunities to touch all different aspects of theater through a BA program. And one of the things that Michelle said that I would re-emphasize is the faculty. How many faculty and what kinds of specializations do those faculty have? And you will find in a BA program like Hope and like at Carthage, for example, they have some very powerful faculty there that would be equal to or better than some BFA programs. So you really have to get inside and look, and then ultimately it's a question of what feels right for you. So that said, I'm going to talk to you just briefly about Viterbo University. As I said, we're in La Crosse, Wisconsin. We're in the beautiful Mississippi River Valley. We're a theater that is blessed with one of the what New York, or not New York Times, but the Times Magazine back in the 70s highlighted our theater facility as one of the gems of the upper Midwest when it was initially built. They built what is essentially a Broadway roadhouse. So you see a picture from the main stage of our 1,100 seat proscenium space. We have 3 different theaters here, and I'll show you some images quickly of the other 2 spaces. But we offer a BFA in musical theater, a BFA in theater, in which you can emphasize in either acting or stage management. And then we offer a BA track for students who are interested in other aspects of theater. All of our majors are going to touch every aspect of theater, including production in some way, shape, or form. We also offer 2 minors. We offer a minor in arts administration and a minor in dance. The arts administration becomes a very, very popular minor with our majors because, and it's so practical because we have this roadhouse where 30 or 40 touring shows are coming through every year. And that Fine Arts Center is staffed heavily by 60 to 80 students a semester. So they're getting real practical job experience working for that Fine Arts Center. So we built 8 years ago a beautiful new space for 150 seats downtown called the Weber Center for the Performing Arts right on the Mississippi River. And we also have a black box space where we typically seat somewhere around 100 to 150. I'm going to back up one slide to just highlight that we, in addition to those spaces, we also have 2 dance studios. We have a beautiful recital hall. We will typically produce 5 to 6 shows a year. 50% of those shows typically are full-blown musical productions in support of the musical theater major. But that said, acting majors in our program and BA majors in our program are equally eligible for casting consideration across all of those shows. We have 10 full-time faculty and a really ambitious guest artist program. So we have artists who are coming in from New York and across the country on a regular basis. One of the things that we think is really essential is that we become a bridge for our students into the profession. And to do that, you have to maintain connections with people who are working in the profession. And then this past year, we launched what's the first ever our industry showcase, which is kind of a maybe one of a kind in that it's an on-campus showcase where we bring industry professionals who have the capacity to hire young artists to our campus to spend a weekend with us. So in addition to doing a showcase, you also have opportunities to do workshops, master classes with them, and to build something that's a more substantive relationship. So just quickly, some images of productions in recent years, so you get a sense of the integrity and the quality of the work that's done. And then I'm going to turn it over to Herschel to talk a little bit about Carthage.
Hi, everybody. Again, I'm Herschel Kruger, and I'm the Theater Department Chair at Carthage College. You'll see from this little map that Carthage is located right on Lake Michigan. So just outside of my office is the lake, about 20 yards away. And we are between Milwaukee and Chicago, about 40 minutes from Milwaukee and about an hour from Chicago. And it's an advantageous place to be because of our connection both to the professional industry and also working artists who make up some of our adjunct teaching force, and the availability of guest artists and workshop presenters that we're able to bring on campus.
Herschel, can I interrupt you just a quick second while we have your map up to say that La Crosse is at the L in Milwaukee and Hope College is at the M in Michigan, more or less. Just for reference. Okay.
Oh, there's some, oh, no, go back. Yeah, go back, please. So there was some text missing here. We have 85 to about 90 theater majors. There are about 20 to 24 theater minors, and we have somewhere between 35 and 40 dance minors each year who participate in the program. And this is a picture of Spring Awakening. from a good 10 years ago. We can go to the next slide. We do have majors in performance and costume design and music theater, technical direction, where you have a range of emphases where you could focus on either sound or lighting or scenery, and stage management. Those majors are all enhanced majors. They're anywhere from 54 to 60 credits, whereas our general theater major is 44 credits. And with the general major, you could also have your teaching certification and go into the teacher education program. We'll go to the next slide. We have minors in theater and in dance as well, which is a prediction from Soaring, one of our annual dance concerts. Our theater season consists of 4 main stage productions in the Wartburg Theater. It's a proscenium stage. It seats 360. One of those is a musical. We also do 2 other musical theater workshops on the other side of campus in a space called the VPAL. And then on the main stage, we also have 2 dance shows featuring faculty, guest choreographers, and student works. And then there are 2 studio theater productions. Student directors apply for these slots in the spring of each year. And the studio theater is set up as a thrust stage, but it's flexible, and our students have set it up arena style, alley style, and have done some really creative and unique things. This is really a student, I won't call it experimental, but it's a student space. There's faculty mentorship in it, but we try to remain hands-off, and we also consider it as part of our regular season. And so any of our subscription patrons also get tickets to these shows as well. One of our featured programs at Carthage College is the New Play Initiative. We commission an original work each year from a noted and accomplished playwright. These are playwrights who have won Tonys and Oscars and Emmys, and working in regional theater and on Broadway. This year will be our 12th play. If we go back 1 slide, this year will be our 12th play in the New Play Initiative. And here we have pictures of Ghost Bike, which was a play from about 8 years ago that was written by Chicago playwright Laura Jackman, who was a Wendy Wasserstein Playwright Award winner. And then from 2 years ago, production of Up and Away, written by Eric Simonson, who's a member of the Steppenwolf Ensemble and a Broadway playwright. And he's also been writing recently on Amazon for Man in the High Castle and for Homecoming, which just had season 2. Now we could go to the next slide. We have J-term at Carthage, and there's ample opportunities to travel. I often do J-term in June, and every other year we do a trip to New York City. We study art and theater and architecture, so you can see we're at plays, we're playing in Central Park, and then we're at a site-specific sculpture here called the Bust de Sylvette that was a muse of Picasso's. And so we were on a walking tour that day, and then one of our students gave a report, and that was part of it. And then we go to the next slide. We've also had opportunities to travel and perform at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe. And so we're starting to plan our 3rd trip. We'll take one of our new plays as well. So it would be probably the summer of 2024. So it's about every 5 years. It's a big undertaking, but it's a great experience for everyone. And I think I've got maybe 2 left in me. So it's a lot of work, and it's really exciting, but it takes a lot out of you. But these are some of our special programs and experiences we have at Carthage.
Well, hi, I am excited to talk to you about Hope College. As Rick mentioned, we are on the other side of the lake, but also on the shore of Lake Michigan. So we can wave over to Herschel at Carthage College. And often say that our program is a little bit of a hidden secret. And so we're trying to make that a wider known to folks. So this is a production of A Rose in the Rhyme that was an original piece devised by our students and by a guest artist director from the House Theater of Chicago. Guest artists are also a big part of our program. And this production was selected to tour to a regional Kennedy Center American College Theater Festival, and also selected to tour nationally to the Kennedy Center. So it was quite an exciting experience for our students and our faculty and staff, but quite proud of that. Go to the next slide. So this just tells you kind of in a nutshell a little bit about what we do at Hope. One of the things, again, that you can look for in a program is recognized excellence, and there's lots of ways that you can find that. We are accredited by NAST, which is the National Association of Schools of Theater. And so that is one way that you can know that a program has been vouched for and has accreditation. We offer scholarships. So those are by audition for the scholarships, but to come to our program and major in it, you don't have to audition. So that audition is only necessary, or interview or portfolio review, if you're interested in a scholarship. We do offer a possibility of a musical theater composite major, as well as the BA in theater, and you can have a concentration in performance or in design technical theater. And we offer a holistic range of courses. We'll go to the next slide. This was that last one was a production of The Tempest that also featured a guest artist with us. So why come to train at Hope? What I think we have to offer you are the benefits of a larger program that can offer you many opportunities, but all the advantages that you get with a small program. This photograph is from an original production, again, that our students devised with guest artists called The Line Between, and it was also selected to tour to the Kennedy Center American College Regional 3 Festival. The next slide. So some of the benefits of the large school that you might see is that a wide variety of coursework can be offered. Earlier when we were talking about what are these options, at Hope we offer 5 semesters of acting class. We also offer 2 courses in directing, a course in playwriting. We offer a full year of musical theater workshop that can also be repeated. It's team taught with a voice teacher and an acting teacher. One of the benefits at Hope is that we also have majors in dance, which is very unusual for a liberal arts college. There aren't that many majors in dance, and also in vocal performance. So you have all the ingredients you need to continue your studies in musical theater if you're interested in that. And we also offer a course in stage management, which I find is very unusual. We offer 3 courses in theater history and all of the design areas, as well as theater technology, and some prep courses in design before you take the actual design classes. We have 9 faculty and staff that are teaching and are your mentors in every area. And we often find students that do both things. Like we were saying, the benefits of a BA are that you could double major, or you could have a couple of different emphases in theater. Sometimes I find theater students, they know they have a passion for theater, but they don't quite know yet what area they really want to study, or they think they know. And once they recognize that, wow, this is what a lighting designer does, and they get turned on by that, and that becomes their area. We have a very healthy guest artist program. We have it's funded by a Patrons for the Arts program, so that we have the ability to bring guest artists from New York and Chicago, and most recently from Seattle, Washington. So those are important connections, because they also become connections for you into the professional world. We have former members of our theater department, alumni that are members of the House Theater of Chicago. We have really established alumni working in every major city in the US. We have off-campus programs that are fantastic, high production values, We really pride ourselves in the quality of the design of our work. And you can get paid to work on one of the crews in our school. So you're getting training while you're also making some money supporting the work that the theater department is doing. And we also have Hope Summer Repertory Theater on our campus. So it's a big boon to our students and an advantage, especially our students interested in musical theater, because they do quite a few musicals in the summer. So it's a great opportunity for that. And the examples of a small school benefit, if you go to the next slide, are that we are in a very tight-knit atmosphere. We work very hard to take away any kind of cutthroat feeling and try to establish a supportive place where you can be challenged, but you could also feel safe to risk, because I think that's what the arts are about. You need to take some risks. There are terrific casting opportunities in a small program. You can tailor your major to fit your needs. Hope has a composite major. So if you're interested, for example, in theater and business, you could combine those courses and get a theater administration degree on composite major. So ways that you can connect those things. Small class sizes, the majority of the theater classes are 10 persons or less. You develop strong mentor relationships with your faculty and staff. I like to say we never quit you. I have students that are continuing to call me weekly, letting me know what they're doing or asking advice, or coming to work with us before they have an audition or an interview, or just want to talk over what their next step is in their career. Opportunities for independent student work. And if you're interested in design and technology, we work through a series of coursework with you and mentorship. So you might start off as an assistant designer, but get a design position on the main stage before you graduate, or two. Next slide. So we'd love to have you join us at Hope Theater. You can contact me at bombi@hope.edu, and then I just have a short little video to show you. Let me go to the next slide. And Rick, I'll have you stop this about 30 seconds in.
Okay. If I can get that to open up for us. Here it comes.
Yeah. Yeah, back it up when it opens to the beginning.
Yeah.
Thank you. And if you could go full screen with it.
Yeah.
Is your sound on?
I hear it. Do you hear it?
No.
Hey, Rick, it's Caitlin. You might need to share your computer audio. If you go down to the shared screen, you might need to stop your current share.
Okay. Let's escape this. Okay. Stop share.
Yep, and now go back to share screen.
Okay.
And there should be an option to share your computer audio.
Share with anyone. Share.
So while we're waiting, if you've got some questions, you should be typing those in. As soon as we're done with this, we'll start answering some questions.
Good point. I wonder. Sorry, guys. I am not finding it.
can move on to the Q&A, and if you figure it out,
Let's
Rick,
do
we can
that.
come back to it.
I'm going to stop sharing. Let's have some conversation. And while we're having some conversation, I'll keep messing around with this to see if I can get it to load for us.
You could also send that video in the follow-up to participants as well, if that's helpful.
Great.
We
Okay.
do have a question that came in. It says, can you each talk about what you're doing in voice, dance, and theater now with COVID restrictions? And also talk about 2021 auditions, how, where, and when.
Well, I'll start.
Go ahead, Herschel.
So we are having on-campus courses. We have our spaces taped out into 6x6 foot grids. We have our school, most of our buildings have had updated HVAC work, and we're exceeding the air distribution rates that are required, recommended by the CDC. They've also installed some the germ killing, not the infrared, but these other laser lights. Students are required to wear masks. And we're also ready to go virtual if things should start to become problematic. And we did this last spring. We were more prepared with the shows we selected this fall to be able to do these in a virtual format. So that'll be exciting. We did do some of our dances, and all the choreographers this year are prepared to set them up to transfer them into virtual dances if necessary. So we have plan A and plan B and plan C. You know, I think the most important thing is for any of our programs is when we're having students on campus is to create a safe environment. Personally, I don't know if that's fully possible to be 100% safe. But as things are planned, we're doing you know, the best we can with these circumstances. We are going to plan to have auditions and scholarship interviews on campus. We do each Saturday in February, and I'll get all of your contact info, so I'll be able to reach out to you. And if we have to this year, they'll be virtual. We're hoping to do those in person. Don't know what the future holds. And we're doing some virtual campus visits this fall. We are doing in-person campus visits. We're going to do some virtual classroom invites and things like that. And we have several students and alumni who are also going to do some virtual visits as well, so they could speak with potential students for next fall.
Michelle?
Hi. So at Hope, we are really excited about our plan. We are doing 12th Night this fall, as in addition to the Thanksgiving play by Larissa Fasthorse. And for the 12th night, we are rehearsing outdoors. And so we're rehearsing 6 foot apart with masks on outdoors. And it's we just had a production meeting today, and it's a great challenge for the students, and it's kind of exciting because people on campus can see what's happening and get excited about it. And for the Thanksgiving play, it takes place in a classroom, and so we're going to produce it in a classroom that has been designed. In the state of Michigan right now, we can only have 10 people indoors at an event. So we got permission to live stream it. So we will have a small group of studio audience, as it were, and we'll be live streaming that. If things change, we're prepared to go virtual with either one of those productions. In the spring, you know, we're on a wait and see. Theater people are nimble. You know, we understand how to adapt and change things. And so right now we are planning to do Bright Star, exciting musical by Edie Brickell and Steve Martin. And then we're also doing a play called Men on Boats, which is a very exciting piece about the discovery, at least by Caucasian people, of the Grand Canyon but all of the roles are played by women. So it's kind of an exciting flip. And yes, those women will be of a variety of different backgrounds as well. So it's kind of taking the Hamilton theme, I think, a bit of kind of making us think about our founders in a little bit of a different way. So that's what we're doing. Auditions, we're not quite sure how our scholarship auditions are going to work at this point, so we'll keep in touch with you. We've always allowed students to audition via virtually, via video, so that will still be an option, but we hope in the second semester we can have some visitors as well, but we'll wait and see what happens.
And I would just add to that, much of what Herschel described is taking place in terms of preparing the campus for it to be as safe as it possibly can be at Viterbo University. We have made a decision not to produce our fall shows, but instead the thing that we're really excited about is we are taking a very large chunk of the production budget that we would have contributed to those shows. It's going to bringing guest artists to campus in a virtual way, so that we will be able to connect our students with more voices from across the nation. And also, we've launched a student theater initiative. So we are actually asking our students to put forward proposals of work that they want to create. It can be virtual work, it can be devised work, it can be work that's that's already published, but the parameters are that they have to be able to produce it in a socially distant and safe way. And I'm just really excited to see what they're going to come up with, because I know that they're going to come up with some really great things, and it's a treat to be able to put funding behind something like that. I will just say briefly in the short time we have left that we are going to do all of our campus auditions, all of our auditions this year will be virtual. We are a member of what's called the National Unified Auditions. National Unified Auditions are schools that audition New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles. All of those will be virtual this year. We are working with our partners at an organization called Accepted. If you go to getaccepted.com, you can see what that's about if you don't know what that's about. But essentially, it's uploading a digital audition portfolio. They are providing us with a really elegant virtual live audition platform this year. So it will be a live audition, but it will be done more in this format. So for safety reasons this fall and for equity reasons carrying over into the spring semester, we've decided to do the entire year that way, so that if we could do live in the spring, those people are not advantaged over those who did virtual auditions in the fall. Any other questions? We're pretty close on time, about 2 minutes, I think. Am I right, Caitlin?
You're correct, Rick. There is one more question that I think we can answer, and while you answer, I'm going to bring up our final slide as well. The question is, talk to us a little bit about pre-screens. Do your institutions pre-screen, and what have you to say about the prevalence of pre-screening in the musical theater world specifically?
It's in the world of schools and musical theater, and specifically that use Accepted, many of them will do pre-screens. We use Accepted, but we don't use it as a pre-screen. We use it essentially as a filing cabinet, because it's a very convenient way for us to collect clips of your audition material, your headshot, your resume, your references, and have it all contained in one easy spot for us to access. It's a long arc of audition that begins in the fall and carries through March. And so it's very helpful to us to be able in March to go back and revisit your audition and refresh our memory about why we liked you, that sort of thing. But the pre-screen is an important feature for some of the programs that you might be auditioning for.
We do not do any kind of pre-screening, or you don't have to audition to get into our program. So our doors are wide open to welcome anyone who wants to study theater.
Yeah, we don't use a pre-screen either, but we do require an audition and interview for majors, not for minors. We've been, fortunate to, be a part of this today. Carthage College, along with Hope and Viterbo, These are three really great schools, not just our theater programs, but great places to study, to learn, and to grow. And Rick and Michelle are colleagues of mine, and I'm always honored to be with them and to represent either here, and we've been all involved in professional organizations together, and I've always appreciated that relationship. Anywhere you go between the three of us is a great place to be.
I'll second that.
Thank you to our three presenters today. A few last housekeeping things. As soon as I shut down this webinar, our participants are going to be taken to a survey screen. It just has 4 questions. If you could please fill out that quick survey. It does help Strive Scan for any future virtual events that they might be offering to improve that. Certainly sign up for more sessions. So head over to wacac.com and you can take a look at the full schedule. Again, we've got the remainder of this week as well as next week with sessions. And if you came in late today, these sessions are all recorded. So you could go back and watch what you missed, as well as view some sessions that perhaps you weren't able to attend in person. So thank you so much again for being with us today. Thank you to our presenters. And with that, we'll let everyone move on to the next part of their day. Thank you.
Great. Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
Everybody.